What's up, y'all? My name is JR, and for those of you who don't already know, I'm a huge movie and TV nerd. If you're new here, I appreciate you taking the time to check out my channel. I hope you consider sticking around and joining the film community I'm trying to build here on YouTube. So in today's video, I'm going to be giving my reaction and review of Amazon Prime's latest feature film release and reboot, Roadhouse. And just so you guys know, this video will contain some mild spoilers, so if you haven't had a chance to see this movie yet, and you don't want to know anything that happens in it, you might want to exit this video now. And with that being said, no more wasting time. Let's get into it. Roadhouse is a 2024 American action film directed by Doug Liman from a screenplay by Anthony Bagarozzi and Chuck Mondry, and is a remake of the 1989 film of the same name. The film stars Jake Gyllenhaal, Daniela Melchior, Conor McGregor in his feature film debut, J.D. Pardo, Arturo Castro, and Billy Magnuson. Joel Silver produces the film as he did the original. Roadhouse had its world premiere on March 8th of 2024 at South by Southwest as the opening night film, and it was released by Amazon MGM Studios via Amazon Prime Video on March 21st of 2024. And the film has received mixed reviews from critics, with some praising the performance of Gyllenhaal and others criticizing the script and the extensive use of CGI for fights and action sequences. Now, at the time of the making of this video, the series has a 59% on Rotten Tomatoes, and that's based on 179 reviews, with a comparable audience score of 55%, and that's based on over 2,500 ratings. It also has a Metascore of 58 on Metacritic, based on only 45 critic reviews, with a user score of 5.4, based on just over 100 user ratings. And finally, it has a 6.2 out of 10 on IMDb, and that's based on over 65,000 reviews. So, people seem to be unimpressed by what this film had to offer. I, on the other hand, despite my general disdain for reboots, was fairly satisfied with what I saw in this movie. This movie kind of reminded me of the Footloose remake back in 2011, one of the more impressive reboots I've seen in my lifetime. And, when I think about that, I think that maybe I felt that way about Footloose because of the heavy music component, with me being a music guy and all. But then again, maybe the film worked because it leaned into being a retread and didn't pretend to be its own thing. The filmmakers here dared to be different, completely revamping the film. And I think it worked for the better this go around. I think they kept it simple, something that the filmmakers of the original failed to do. Here, the film basically starts with Dalton arriving in the Florida Keys by bus to take a job as a bouncer at the Roadhouse bar, having been asked by the bar's owner to help her save it from being taken over by a rich land developer in the area, with his thugs by his side, who wants to build an expensive resort in place of the Roadhouse bar. And quite frankly, the movie ends with him having done just that, and then leaving by bus, just the way he came. No need to turn this into anything exceedingly difficult or complicated. And speaking of Florida, I thought this film's setting was absolutely perfect, a much better choice than a middle-of-nowhere town in Nebraska that we saw in the original. The Keys felt like the perfect place to tell this story, even though it said that the movie was actually filmed in the Dominican Republic. I found the writing here to be at least serviceable, with a fairly tight story arc, again, unlike the original film, with there being more than a few bright spots as far as dialogue was concerned. There were quite a few lines that I kind of chuckled at, and I was like, okay, that was kind of smart writing. I like that. There were a few casting choices that I didn't exactly love, but only a few. And speaking of casting, my man Jake Gyllenhaal was absolutely ripped for this role. I mean, like, for real, my man made me want to get back in the gym seriously, even at my age. I figure if he can look like he looked in this movie, then I can do a little better myself. But that's neither here nor there. He was a great choice for the role, and he did an excellent job in playing the role. Very charismatic. I really enjoyed what he brought to the character of Dalton. And Conor McGregor, as we all know, played a feature role in this film. And, though I understand exactly why he was cast in the role that he played, his acting wasn't all that great. But I'm not going to kill him for that because, he's not an actor. He's a UFC fighter. And he definitely brought his A game to the action sequences and the fight sequences. So those were a really nice addition to the film, being what the film was about. There was also, of course, like I just mentioned, lots of action to be had here with this movie, which I think, made it a fun watch. A lot of people are criticizing the film's use of CGI for a lot of the action sequences, including a lot of the fighting, but I thought it kind of turned up the intensity during those sequences. And overall, I think it gave the film a unique feel. Like it really kind of drew you in when it came to the fighting and the action sequences, where it kind of made you go like, oh wow, okay, whoa, that was intense. You know what I mean? So there's that. Now, overall, I give this film a 65%, or a 6.5 if you're thinking IMDb score. Though the film certainly wasn't perfect, I did find the film to be entertaining. And I also thought it was a rare upgrade from its predecessor. And though if the tomato score is any indication, it doesn't seem like people particularly love this movie. The fact that the movie has amassed a total of 1.7 billion minutes of watch time at least says that people were interested. I still think, however, Amazon Prime made a mistake not opening this film in theaters. In fact, I think that might have affected the movie's scores on the aggregators. And I'm betting that with the numbers this movie has managed going straight to streaming, I'm not the only one who feels that way. But what do you guys think? Have you seen Roadhouse yet? If you have, did you think it was better than the original? Or do you prefer Patrick Swayze's Dalton to that of Jake Gyllenhaal's? Let me know in the comments. And for those of you who might be new to the channel, be sure to like and share this video. If you really like the content, be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell. That way you'll be notified whenever I drop a new video. Also, be sure to go and check out themaskscreenwriter.com for more television and film reviews and info on my upcoming film projects. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. I got screenplays to write. I'll catch y'all in the next video.